Her voice arrived before she did, airy and unconcerned, drifting down the corridor as if nothing in life could weigh her down. "I'll only be away for 3 days," she called out, dragging her suitcase behind her. "Try not to set the place on fire." I said nothing, not out of irritation, but because something inside me had already shut down. The suitcase lay open, its zipper not fully closed. Fabric and belongings spilled onto the floor in an untidy cascade. Silk tops, her familiar scent clinging to everything. Charging cords tangled together. And there, partially concealed beneath a scarf, I noticed them, birth control pills. Unremarkable, common, yet they struck harder than any shouted confession. My hand stopped midair. My lungs felt tight. 6 months earlier, I had chosen to have a vasectomy, willingly, calmly. For us, there had been no conflict about it. So why would she still need these? For a brief second, the room seemed to tilt, the quiet stretching outward like a dark void swallowing sound. She came back in, softly humming to herself. I stood upright, composed, my face blank. She had no idea what I had seen, but my eyes were suddenly sharp, alert to everything. The hurried way she packed, the unfamiliar lingerie, the extra bottle of perfume, the last-minute conference. She believed I was oblivious. Something inside me locked into place. Cool. Exact. Finished. Before leaving, she brushed a kiss against my cheek, barely grazing my skin. "I'll text you when I land." I nodded, though my thoughts were already far away, hidden behind steady breathing and a calm mask, calculating, resolving, concluding. After the door closed, I sat on the bed. The sheets still held the outline of the suitcase. The image of those pills replayed endlessly in my mind. The betrayal made no noise. There were no raised voices, no broken objects. It slipped in quietly, like darkness settling into an already shadowed room. I didn't chase her. I didn't call. I didn't ask for explanations. Silence has a way of pulling truth to the surface, and she had already confessed without speaking. The pills were worn, the packaging softened at the corners, as if they'd been handled often. Not meant for me, not meant for us. Someone else. Memories surfaced. The night she came home late, carrying the scent of hotel soap instead of her own. The sudden obsession with the gym, the extra meetings, the laughter she suppressed when she thought I wasn't paying attention. At the time, they were nothing. Now they cut cleanly. I went to the bathroom and removed the pills from her things. My hands were steady, my breathing even. I replaced it with something nearly identical. Same shape, same shade, a strong laxative, a silent adjustment, a message delivered through discomfort rather than confrontation. It wasn't vengeance. Not yet. It was a reminder. Proof that I wasn't blind. A fracture in the facade she wore so confidently. That evening, when I handed her suitcase back, she smiled. "You always keep me so organized," she said. "I do my best," I answered. Inside me, something cold settled permanently. She believed she was beyond consequence. People often forget one thing. Even the most controlled man has a boundary. Mine had been crossed quietly, methodically, without her ever noticing. Sleep didn't come that night, not because of pain, but because of clarity. I opened her laptop, the one she guarded obsessively. She'd saved her passwords in the browser. Careless, entitled. I read everything. Messages, images she thought were gone. Hotel reservations under her maiden name. Emails titled tonight and same room. My pulse stayed even. My jaw didn't tighten. Betrayal only shocks once. After that, it turns into information, data to be organized, stored, and used when the time is right. I access her online backups, stored images, saved screenshots, phone histories, transaction records. Every detail fit together with unsettling precision, repetition, consistency, a routine carefully maintained. The so-called conference didn't exist. It was a short escape with someone else. Not me, someone younger. Someone who mistook secrecy for intelligence and ambition for depth. I never challenged her. Never tipped my hand. Men who stay quiet unsettle people far more than those who explode. I printed everything. Neatly arranged. Chronological. Dated. Then I slipped the stack into a simple envelope. No writing, no explanation. Just facts. The following morning, while she was boarding her flight, she sent a photo of herself. Already missing you. I studied her face. The smile looked strained, unnatural, like it was being held in place by effort alone. Almost remorseful. Good. Let the weight work its way inward. Around midday, a message arrived. Conference delayed. Feeling nauseous. Maybe bad food. I left it unopened for an hour. Then I responded with a brief reply. Take it easy. Inside me, nothing was chaotic. Everything was measured, intentional. This wasn't reaction. It was preparation. She came back 2 days early. Not because she missed me, but because she couldn't endure what she felt anymore. I recognized her presence before she entered the room. The slow, uneven steps of someone drained. Someone running from a truth they were no longer strong enough to avoid. She stood in the living room. Color drained from her face. Lips cracked. Eyes avoiding mine at all costs. Her voice failed first. Can we talk? I folded the envelope once and handed it to her, my expression unchanged. She paused and opened it, sheet after sheet. Dates, times, images, evidence layered upon evidence. Her breathing faltered. How did you get this? When did you? I stayed silent. No reassurance. No anger. No mercy. She continued reading as a reality hollowed her out, her posture collapsing under the weight. Eventually, barely audible, she said, "Please say something." I did. Just once. "Why were you still taking birth control?" Her legs gave way. She didn't respond. There was nothing left to explain. I let the quiet stretch. Her remorse filled the space. Heavy, choking, unavoidable. "I can explain," she murmured at last. "No," I replied. "You can't." She reached toward me. I stepped away. That single movement shattered her more thoroughly than any outburst could have. She cried without restraint, loud, broken, unraveling completely. I felt no fury, only resolution. I walked down the hallway, retrieved the suitcase she had packed for the trip, and placed it beside her. "I booked you a room," I said evenly. "Why?" she asked, her voice in pieces. "So you can spend tonight alone. And think." She looked up at me, devastated. "That's cruel." "No," I answered. "Cruelty needs emotion. This is organization." Her face twisted as the meaning landed. There was nothing more to do. She left the house shaking. I didn't watch her go. I remained on the couch, the envelope still open on the table. The documents no longer hurt. They simply validated what I had already accepted. Truth doesn't announce itself. It murmurs behind doors you've already decided to shut. I felt no victory, no satisfaction, only release. Later, before sleeping, I erased our message thread, not from bitterness, but from clarity, from the need to clear space. As I turned off the light, a final realization settled in. Sometimes betrayal isn't an ending. Sometimes it's a starting point. And that night, for the first time in a long while, the house felt entirely mine.